Sometimes a story isn't just a story. It becomes a mirror reflecting everything about a community, its pain, its fears, and its deep, deep desire for justice. The tragic death of 11-year-old Adriana Young in Guyana is one of those stories. In April 2025, a young girl went missing during a family outing at a hotel. The public's response has proven to be remarkably impactful, and it persists to this day. Citizens remain steadfast in holding their leaders accountable, relentlessly demanding the service and transparency they deserve. People didn't merely whisper their sadness, they boldly voiced their anger. The initial police reports, including one that was quickly retracted, only added fuel to this fire, making people feel like they couldn't trust the official story. It didn't help that Guyana's president Irfan Ali had initially dismissed calls for international help in the Adriana Young investigation, stating he had met his commitments to the case. While everyone wanted justice for Adriana, disagreements erupted over how to get it. When the first autopsy report came back, saying the cause of death was drowning with no signs of foul play, many people refused to believe it. This skepticism didn't arise from nowhere. It stemmed from a long history of feeling overlooked and unheard. The spirits of our ancestors, along with Adriana's, resonated strongly within the hearts and minds of our community, signaling that something was amiss. Adriana was determined not to fade away without a struggle. Her spirit seemed to urge the people, "Don't give up on me. I was murdered." The family, distrustful of the local investigation, even took the heartbreaking step of flying Adriana's body to the United States for a second opinion. This act alone shows you the depth of the mistrust that now divides the community from the very institutions meant to serve it. The situation is unfortunate and reveals some of the underlying racism and divisions present in Guyana. Indian Guyanese are facing backlash from their own community for supporting justice for Adriana simply because she is black.
Hey guys, a pleasant good day to each and every one of you. I would like to share something with y'all here on the social media. Actually, I make a video with Adriana Young, right? And I don't know this person is who, right? Because the person called me on private, right? So I end up answering the private call. So one man, he sounded like an Indian man, right? He was asking me if I'm the chip girl that's selling chips. So I said yes, it's me. He turned and telling me, what really I doing on TikTok? I was like, what really I doing? He come up and start telling me why I talking about Adriana Young and I picking up for them fucking black people. Just so know, don't get me wrong, anybody. How I picking up for them fucking black people. How them black people broke up the man place and thief millions of dollars and one set a bundle of shit. How them black man bug me.
Additionally, some individuals are going online to attack Adriana's parents. They must not realize the tenacity of Adriana Young. People are arguing in the streets and online. It's a storm of grief, anger, and suspicion. The pressing question is no longer what happened to Adriana, but rather how and when will justice be served for Adriana. The government appears to have moved on, shifting its focus to the next election. I can't help but wonder if they would be so quick to brush this off if it were their own child. To understand why this case has sparked so much emotion and division, you have to look back. You have to understand that for many in Guyana, especially in Afro-descendant communities, history isn't just something in a textbook. It's a living, breathing thing that shapes the present, whether you believe it or not. The reactions we're observing today, immediate suspicion, a sense of being gaslit by officials, and internal conflicts are all reflections of generational trauma. People have traveled this road far too often They can feel it, taste it, and sense it. While not everyone may grasp the situation fully, some have a keen awareness when something feels wrong. Regarding Adriana Young, something is off. For centuries, people have been told to calm down, to accept the official story, and to trust systems that were never built to protect them in the first place. This history has fostered a strong instinct for vigilance, particularly among the vanguards of the Caribbean. This historical context is crucial because it explains the complicated social dynamics at play. There's a painful pattern where, within the community itself, those who urge caution about outsiders or question alliances are sometimes attacked by their own people. It's a tragic side effect of oppression. When you've been let down so many times, desperation can make you lash out at the very people who are trying to warn you about potential dangers. This creates a cycle of internal conflict, making it even harder for the community to unite against a common problem. It's a defense mechanism that has, unfortunately, turned inward. Think about it this way. Generations have witnessed promises being broken and justice being denied. So when a tragedy like Adriana's happens, it doesn't just trigger sadness. It triggers a historical memory of powerlessness. This is why some are so quick to distrust and others are so quick to embrace any offer of help, no matter where it comes from. One group is saying, "We've been hurt before, let's be careful," while the other is saying, "We're hurting now, we need help immediately." Both reactions are born from the same place of pain, yet they clash, creating more fractures in an already grieving community. This isn't just about feelings, it's about power. The reality is that systemic racism and unequal power dynamics still exist. Communities that have been historically marginalized often find themselves without control over the economic and political levers that shape their lives. We forgive and forget too easily, failing to take steps to prevent mistreatment. Young people learn from adults, often repeating cycles. While some advocate for turning the other cheek, it's essential to remember that David never went to war without a disciplined army and his sword. True strength lies in the wisdom and ability to protect oneself and break those negative cycles. There's an old story that perfectly captures the dilemma a community faces when deciding who to trust. It's the fable of the frog and the scorpion. A scorpion asks a frog to carry it across a river. The frog hesitates, saying, "But you'll sting me?" The scorpion replies, "Why would I do that? If I sting you, we both drown." The frog agrees, but halfway across the river, the scorpion stings it. As they both sink, the frog asks, "Why?" And the scorpion says, "I couldn't help it. It's in my nature." This story is a powerful metaphor for the community's struggle with trust, especially when it comes to outsiders. In the wake of Adriana's death, many people and organizations have come forward offering support. While this help is often welcome, the community's history teaches a harsh lesson. Not every outstretched hand has good intentions. The scorpion's nature is a warning against being driven purely by emotion. It's a call to vet potential allies, to look at their track record and to question their motives. Is their support genuine, or are they using the community's pain for their own gain? This isn't about being paranoid. It's about being wise. It's about remembering the past stings and not letting history repeat itself. This is why some voices within the community are urging caution. They are the frogs who remember the scorpion. They are criticized for being divisive or for slowing things down, but their caution comes from a place of protection. They understand that a vulnerable community, reeling from grief and anger, is susceptible to manipulation. They argue that true strength doesn't come from blindly accepting any help offered, but from carefully choosing partners who share the same long-term goals for justice and empowerment. Rushing into an alliance without thinking is like the frog agreeing to the ride without considering the scorpion's true nature. So the challenge becomes how to accept help without becoming a victim. It requires a delicate balance. The community needs support, but it also needs to maintain its agency and control its own narrative. The story of the frog and the scorpion isn't about refusing all help. It's about being discerning. It teaches that trust should be earned, not given away freely, especially when the stakes are as high as a child's life and a community's future. It reminds everyone that while the desire for a quick crossing is understandable, it's better to wait on the riverbank than to drown halfway across. Ultimately, the quest for justice for Adriana Young is about so much more than just catching the people responsible for her death. Of course, that is essential, but real, lasting justice means building something stronger in the aftermath of this tragedy. It means creating systems and institutions within the community that are so strong, so organized, and so respected that they cannot be ignored. As the great Marcus Garvey once urged, people must become organized to command respect. Justice isn't just given, it's built, brick by brick, through unity, strategy, and self-reliance. This means the community must turn its collective grief into collective action. It requires moving beyond the immediate anger and starting the difficult work of organizing. This includes establishing community oversight committees, supporting independent media that tells their stories accurately, and creating networks that can offer legal and emotional support to families in crisis. It's about building an infrastructure of justice from the ground up, so that the next time a family needs help, they don't have to rely on systems that have failed them in the past. True power lies in having your own strong foundation. Being vigilant is crucial, but it must be paired with respect for one another. Attacking fellow community members for expressing caution or for having a different strategy is self-defeating. The focus must remain on the shared goal, a safe and just future for the children. This requires open dialogue, active listening, and a willingness to find common ground, even amidst disagreement. Unity doesn't mean everyone has to think the same way, but it does mean everyone has to pull in the same direction. The energy spent on internal fighting is energy stolen from the fight for justice. Let the memory of Adriana Young be a catalyst for change. Let this profound loss inspire a new era of vigilance, unity, and strength. The community has the power to learn from its painful history and build a future where children are protected, where institutions are accountable, and where justice is not just a dream, but a reality.